All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the whole elect of Israel. And the title of this lesson is going to be, so run that ye may obtain. All right, run that ye may obtain what? First and foremost, salvation. Getting up out of here, right? Because like it says in 2nd and the 7th chapter, in what is it, 9th verse, if this city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before, how shall he receive the inheritance? This inheritance. Okay, so getting up out of here is first priority. All right, getting beaten up in those chariots. All right, having a seat in a chariot. All right, so going into good and bad consequences. Getting beamed up in the chariot obviously means what? You're the elect. All right, so being part of the elect, the Lord's elect, what is promised unto you? Okay, you're gonna be the first fruits in the kingdom. Okay, the first fruits in the kingdom of YAHAWASHI. All right, and being of that number. All right, we have the opportunity set before us. Okay, so going to pretty much, there is light at the end of this tunnel. Okay, there's a reason why. Okay, you're enduring afflictions, you're fighting temptations. Okay, showing yourselves approved. Okay, doing your duty. Okay, what is asked of you? All right, what is going to be the fruit of that? Okay, a righteous world. All right, and you being part of that, that dominion. Okay, being of the everlasting kingdom under YAHAWASHI, which belongs unto you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, so let me go ahead and get started. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So there's only one winner. Okay, and the winner, is Israel. Okay, the Lord's people. But going into, like, in this world, you have different levels. Okay, as far as hierarchy. All right, you have different classes of people. All right, that it's the same way in the nation of Israel. Okay, so of course we know all Israel is going to be saved. But, there's going to be a separation, okay, between classes, all right, the elect and the 2/3, okay, So being of the 144,000, which is only men, okay, what is set in front of you? What is the opportunity that's set in front of you, okay, being a God, okay, having your own planet, okay, in my Father's house are many mansions. All right, so you're fighting for a lot. Okay, we suffer loss on this side. Why? We suffer all this for what? To gain YAHAWASHI. All right, to gain YAHAWASHI's life. Okay, eternal. All right, immortality. All right. So we continue reading. So run that ye may obtain. Run that ye may obtain. Okay. So going into but one received the prize. That's why I was going to say this world be made for many, but the world to come for few. Okay. So going into, again, the title lesson, so run that ye may obtain. Again, there's a purpose, okay? There's a reason, okay? Why you see these men out here on the highways and byways speaking of apostle on down, okay? Been going in for so long, all right? Showing their faith by their works. Why are they doing it, okay? Not just for shits and giggles, okay? Because this is a what you call, a higher calling, all right? And the prize is what? The kingdom, okay? The kingdom of heaven. All right, for verse 25, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things, right? Because we understand that this is not our place of rest, okay? We're here to do work, okay? Business, all right? Buy back YAHAWASHI's love, and we do that by our obedience, okay? And our faith, all right? So being temperate, we just want our daily bread, okay? We're not trying to strive to be rich in this world, okay? Trying to be rich in the next world. All right, that's why Matthew the 6th chapter, going into laying up your treasures in heaven, okay? But I read again, 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25. Every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. All right, and then it's in 2 Timothy the 2nd chapter, pretty much going into the same thing. All right, and going into and if a man also strive for masteries, yet he is not crowned, except he strive lawfully. So, by our obedience, okay, to YAHAWASHI and his laws and his commandments, okay, read Deuteronomy 20th chapter in the first 14 verses. The Lord told us all the beautiful, wonderful things he would give to us if we just listen. Okay, so lawfully, all right, because people. Well, I'm just gonna continue reading. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, reading off on verse 25. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown. Exactly. The people in this world run to obtain a corruptible crown. All right, going to the elite athletes of our people. All right, the actors, so on and so forth. Okay, it's a corruptible crown because this is a corruptible world. And this world is corrupt. All right, the riches. All right, read James the 5th chapter. Okay, so you joining hand in hand in that. Okay, you've damned yourself. Okay, and all that you worked for and labored for is in vain, because it's going to be destroyed. All right, so now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. Okay, because why? Because what we're doing right now, okay, is going to live on forever. All right, that legacy. All right, we're going to be remembered forever. All right, because why? Because hopefully, Lord's will, we're written in that book of life. Okay. Let me continue on reading this. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 26. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, okay, not weary, okay, not not uncertainly, okay, as a confidence, okay, and that's something as far as our people goes, has been beaten out of us. Okay, we've been so low for so long. You feel bad sometimes for being confident. But there's nothing wrong with being confident in the Lord. Okay, not ourselves in YAHAWASHI that makes us strong. All right, so I therefore so run not as uncertainly, so fight I not as one that beateth the air. So this is not, pretty much. I'll read again. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 26. I therefore so run not as uncertainly, so fight I not as one that beateth the air. So you're not doing nothing, okay? Be in the air, it's a waste of your time, okay? So that's what a lot of people are doing on this planet Earth, wasting their time, okay? Because what they're doing, all right, is not going to do nothing for them, besides get them destroyed, okay? But this is verse 27. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, least that by any means, when I preach to others, I myself should be a castaway. So, pretty much going into discipline, okay, keeping under your body, all right, which we're all going to fall short because it's flesh or subject to vanity. But nonetheless, that's why it's a fight, okay? So, fight to what? Fight temptations, okay? Because in this world you see pleasures, all right, but it's all in wickedness, okay? That's why, which is a good example. Let me get, here going into example of our righteous forefather, all right, going into Moses, all right, this is Hebrews 11, and Hebrews 11, verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, all right? Being called black, okay, being called Spanish, or these bywords and proverbs, right? Verse 25, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season, because that's what it is. Okay, this kingdom is set for a season. All right, this wicked kingdom is set for a time. All right, and when that time's up, it's going to be destroyed. All right, and everybody else with it that's tied hand in hand with it. Okay, so that's what it is. Going into obeying your thirst. All right, because going into, like it says in Sirach 19 chapter, whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned. All right, in order for you, to strive in this world, you have to be one with this world. All right, the wicked vibration that it puts forth. Okay, because we know Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, so it given into the hands of the wicked. All right, and you joining hand in hand with that. All right, obviously that means you're tied together. So that means you're going to be destroyed. All right, but also, going to the Sirach 19 chapter, in the 5th verse, it says, but he that resisted pleasures crowneth his life. Okay, you know. And it pretty much says the same thing in James' first chapter. All right, blessed is the man that endureth temptation. Okay, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. And how do you love the Lord? How do you show you love the Lord? By keeping his commandments. All right, and by your faith. All right, and love and fear is tied hand in hand. All right, because Sirach 25th chapter. All right, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love. Okay, and faith is the beginning of cleaving onto him. Okay. So here it is, Hebrews 11 and verse 26, esteeming the reproach of YAHAWASHI greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. Okay, so here today, you know, we are in modern day Egypt, being so-called America. All right, the dominion, the empire of so-called America. All right, so esteeming the reproach of YAHAWASHI greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. Why? You know, because again, going into us being, you know, hopeful of the being joint heirs in YAHAWASHI's kingdom. Okay, the everlasting kingdom. Where does he sit right now? He sits on the right hand side of the Heavenly Father. Okay, so going into, you know, because this kingdom is getting ready to be destroyed. Okay, you know, so suffering with the Lord is far more profitable than trying to be a rap star, a movie star in Babylon. Okay, for continuing, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. Exactly, because you have faith that you're going to be rewarded for doing what you're doing. Okay, you know, which is pretty much doing your duty, okay, which is to fear the Most High and keep his commandments. All right, by your obedience, the Lord is going to bless you, okay, and we believe that, okay, as it is written, the Lord is not unfaithful to forget it works in labor of love. All right, so here, let me I finished off reading that, so let me move on to here. This is Luke chapter 12 in verse 31. But rather seek ye the kingdom of the Most High, and all these things shall be added unto you. So all your heart's desires. Okay, the Lord said, you know, at my right hand of pleasures forevermore. Okay, you know, so there's nothing wrong with pleasures. It's just, who do you entertain to receive those pleasures? Okay, you know, who do you serve to receive those gifts? Okay, you know, where does that come from? All right, so seeking the kingdom of YAHAWASHI is a righteous thing. All right, because why? You know, that's why the Lord said their righteousness is of me. Okay, you know, the Lord is good. All right, and what he says is good, and what he said is bad. Why? Because he's the creator. All right, so going into seek the kingdom of the Most High. All right, seek that first. All right, because why? Putting anything here, you know, pretty much trying to build your foundation here. All right, is not going to work out for you. Okay, you know, so this is verse 32. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Right, the Lord wants to give us the kingdom. Okay, but what? We have to earn it. All right, you know, so that should boost your confidence right there. The Lord wants to give us the kingdom. Okay, your heart's desire and righteousness, of course. All right, you know, dominion. All right, authority, respect. All right, and ultimately being back at one with our power. Okay, you know. But let me move on with this. This is Revelation chapter 2. No, it's like this is a Revelation chapter. I just had it. Forgive me. Here, let me do this. This is Revelation chapter 3. Revelation chapter 3, and I'll start at verse 9. Revelation 3 and 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Okay, you know, talking about, you know, Esau. Okay, more specific, Amalek. Okay, you know, which are the so-called, you know, Jews. Okay, Jewish. All right, you know, they claim to be the people of the Lord. All right, but they're not. They're liars. They're the synagogue of Satan. Okay, they're the father of lies. All right. So continue. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. All right. So dominion. Okay, having these devils are going into our enemies. All right, worshiping us. Okay. Do YAHAWASHI. All right. And the Lord's going to do that, you know, very, very soon. Okay, this is verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Okay, going into the ultimate trial. Okay, because again, it says in the book of Acts, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. So, we're gonna have to go through some stuff. Okay, but that's part of the legacy. All right, if it was an easy thing, everybody would be doing it, but it's not. All right, that's why it shows you that this is a special group of people. All right, according to, again, the Lord's elect. All right, but the Lord says He's going to keep us from that time. Okay, going into when this devil tries to chip everybody. All right, the team of which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon earth. So everybody's getting ready to be tried. Okay, everybody must appear before the judgment seat, whether it be for good, whether it be for bad. Okay, we're hoping for good. All right, because that's our expectation. All right, verse 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Okay, no excuses. Okay, of course, man's goings is of the Lord. All right, but your destiny, all right, you having this opportunity, seize it. Okay, because when you get put in that judgment seat, the Lord's not hearing no excuses. All right, so again, you can't make yourself of that number. All right, but the point, we have that golden opportunity, like they say. All right, and it's that crown of righteousness. All right, going into what Apostle Paul, in 2 Timothy, this 4th chapter, going to I have fought a good fight, I have finished my course, and I have kept the faith. All right, so what is going to be the reward of that? All right, that crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, right, shall give you in that day, and not just you, but also them that are like you. All right, that love His appearing. Okay, going into the elect. All right, 144,000 men. Okay, going into that crowning ceremony, second chapter. All right, Yahawashi personally has a crown for you. All right, you're gonna lay it right on top of your head. All right, and with you and your new body. All right, and He's gonna start, cutting checks. Okay, you go over here. Here's your planet. Here's your planet. Here's your planet. I'll see you such and such. Date. Going into the high holy days. All right, just being God's. Okay, that's what we're fighting for. All right, but like it says in Wisdom Psalm, the 6th chapter, it says, if your desire be, thrones, okay, seek after wisdom. All right, and what is the beginning of wisdom? All right, the fear of the Lord. All right. So going back to Revelation chapter 3 and verse 12, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out. Okay, so it's not going to be a temporary contract. Okay, this is an eternal contract. All right, you're going to be ruling forever. Okay, under YAHAWASHI, of course. All right, in a righteous world. All right, where you and your seed and all your people are going to prosper and all be righteous. Okay, but continue it. And I will write upon him the name of my power, and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, and I will write upon him my new name. Okay, so when again going into the consequence of being of the elect. All right, you coming down those new bodies. Okay, and you just going into the man, of course, and if you're a woman too. All right, there's a lot in store for you too. Okay, but right now the man got to get set in order. All right, because this is the man is the head of the nation. Okay, but it's verse 13. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Okay, so I could probably try to find one more here, because ultimately, which will probably be my next lesson. The reason why we're even able, to have this opportunity is because of Yahawashi's sacrifice. Okay, so that might be my next lesson. Going into, I'll save it. Revelation chapter 1, and verse 5. And from Yahawashi HaMashiach, who is the faithful witness, and the first begotten of the dead, and the prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood. All right, so Yahawashi sacrifice. All right, what he did, you know, it's crucial, okay, to us to be in the position that we're in right now, because without Yahawashi and what he did, all right, our whole nation would be doomed. All right, but here continue Revelation chapter 1 verse 6, and have made us kings and priests unto the Most High and his Father. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. All right, amen. All right, so again, that's the point, man. The title lesson, so one that ye may obtain. All right, so going into Yahawashi said, be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. All right, we already have the victory. All right, death has already been swallowed up. It just has to, take its course in time and play out here on earth. All right, but it's already done in the heavens. All right, so winner's mentality, pretty much the lesson was, going into that mindset. All right, and that we're not losers. Okay, outwardly we're losers. All right, in the flesh, but we're winners in the spirit. And it's gonna be made manifest when Yahawashi cracks some skies, and chooses his chosen. All right. So with that, those will be edifying. As always, want to give our praise to Yahweh Shem Kapadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the whole effective Israel. Shalom.